Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 6th day of March, 2025. It is the Friday after Ash Wednesday. So again, not counting the 40 days yet, but having entered upon the Lenten season, these days that follow Ash Wednesday bring us closer into touch with what are the three disciplines of Lent: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And again, each day focuses upon one of them so that we'll be able to enter into them with more knowledge and more ability to appreciate what they are and how they function in our life. So yesterday was prayer. Today it's fasting. And so the focus in both Isaiah and in I think it's Matthew. I can't remember which one it was, but the gospel today are both on fasting. And the question is always, again, what does it mean to fast? And how do we understand, what it means to fast? Generally, most times, it's kind of like to punish ourselves and to make it seem as though we're showing to God that, we can be, that we can do without, that we can deprive ourselves of things, all kinds of things like that. When in reality, fasting is not about punishing ourselves for anything. And in Isaiah today, in the first reading, basically Isaiah, God speaking through Isaiah is really cautioning or challenging Israel in the fact that it's fasting, whatever it does, is doing nothing. It makes themselves miserable, or it's trying to outshine each other with how much somebody can't eat or whatever it is. It becomes a competitive sort of thing, and it does nothing in the end. It is not something that is benefiting them at all. And God goes on to say through Isaiah that what is the fasting that is going to be productive or whatever it is? Well, it has nothing to do with food. It's basically fasting from negligence, fasting from indifference, fasting from those kinds of things that divide us and take us and drive us apart from one another. Again, he talks about fasting from oppression, fasting from treating people badly, fasting from all these kinds of things that destroy our relationships. What can happen so many times when we look at fasting, or when we look at the season of Lent itself, is that it becomes a very individualistic pursuit. What can I do to make sure that God is happy with me? And that's, again, part of our faith tradition, even from our Judaic roots, was never about me or I or my. It's always about us and our. And so the thing is like, if we're going to do any of these disciplines in Lent, if we're going to take part, in any of this, any of these practices as we journey through Lent, what is it going to do, not for me and me alone, but what is it going to do for us? How are we going to see ourselves in a different light because we dare to let God renew us? We dare to let God change our lives. And in the reality of it all, again, to use fasting as a punishment, as something that is supposed to basically make us contrite or whatever it is because of our sinfulness, Jesus kind of throws that out the window in the gospel today, when the Pharisees basically question him, why do your apostles not fast? Why do your followers and disciples not fast, like the way that our ancestors did? And Jesus basically says, can you fast, when the bridegroom is with you, when the celebration is here, when the party is beginning? Why would you ever bother fasting? And so this is, again, another way in which to understand, what it means for us to fast, because we fast in order to feast. We do not fast, to beat ourselves up or to hurt ourselves. We fast so that we can recognize the reality of what it is that God has given to us, so that we can enjoy it even more. Again, ours is a God of enjoyment. Ours is a God of life. Ours is a God who wants us, to have what is best in life and what is good for us and what makes us happy. And we have to kind of remember that, because when we don't, again, we make ourselves miserable. And if we make ourselves miserable, then nothing gets done. Nothing is accomplished, and we basically just spin in circles, thinking that we're accomplishing something when in fact we're really not. So continue blessed Lenten season, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.